Hi dear students, welcome back to Entrepreneurship class, and today we'll move ahead to Unit 2. Unit 1 we have discussed about entrepreneurship, the concepts and functions of entrepreneurship, and in Unit 2 we will study about entrepreneur and different types of entrepreneurs and enterprises. So there are different types of enterprises and entrepreneurs. So enterprises and entrepreneurs are classified into different categories based on their size, locations and level of operations. So we will look into it one by one. Okay, so there are different types of enterprises and they are broadly classified into based on nature activities, based on location, based on size, based on technology. And under these four broad categories, they are again subdivided into different categories. So we will look into it one by one. So on the types of enterprises, the first one is based on nature of activities. So the first step under first category under this based on nature of activities are industry. This industry enterprises refers to those enterprises which deals in producing, manufacturing of goods. These enterprises are those enterprises who deals in manufacturing and producing of products and goods. The next is trade enterprises. Trade enterprises are those enterprises who relates to trading activities such as distribution of products and services and sale of products and services to different places and to make the products popular. The next is service enterprises. Service enterprises are those enterprises which deals in providing services such as communication, transport, those things are known as service enterprises. The enterprises which provide services are known as service enterprises. We'll go to the next category of enterprises, that is based on location. Based on location, enterprises are divided into rural and urban. So rural enterprises refers to those enterprises which are set up in rural areas. That means underdeveloped areas or where the development level is very less, and in a village where the household does not exceed 20,000. So there should be less than 20,000 household for an rural enterprise. And for this rural enterprise, they mainly deal with natural resources and the products are agro-based mainly. So rural enterprises are those enterprises which are in rural areas, that is countryside and little underdeveloped areas. And the next category is urban enterprises. Urban enterprises are those enterprises which are in towns, cities and metropolitan cities. These enterprises are those enterprises which are set up in a developed geographical area. Next type of enterprises is based on size. There are different size of enterprises, and the first category is large-scale enterprises. And large-scale enterprises are those type of enterprises where the number of employees is more than 250. The number of employees exceeds 250 and their annual turnover is more than 50 billion. Okay, so those enterprises who has more than 250 employees and the annual turnover is 50 billion. And next category is medium scale enterprises. Medium scale enterprises are those enterprises who have employees ranging from 49 to 250. They have employees under 49 to 250 and their annual turnover does not exceed 50 billion. So the annual turnover should be less than 50 million. Next is small scale enterprises. Small-scale enterprises are those enterprises who have a number of employees ranging from 10 to 49. Okay, so under small scale industries, the employees are from 10 to 49 and their annual turnover does not exceed 10 million. And the last category of enterprise based on size is micro enterprises. Micro enterprises are very small enterprises, as the name itself is micro, so they employ less than 10 people in the organization or 10 employees, and the annual turnover does not exceed 2 million. Let's go to the next category of enterprises, that is based on technology. High tech enterprises. High-tech enterprises are those enterprises who deals with scientific product and focuses more on producing technology and scientific methods and uses scientific methods to come up with new technologies and new machines and equipments. And knowledge-based enterprises. Knowledge-based enterprises are those enterprises who comes up with a new idea and with their innovative ideas and produce a product based on their knowledge they have and based on the knowledge that they get. So these are the classifications and types of enterprises. Let's proceed ahead to the types of entrepreneurs. Every entrepreneur, perform similar activities and have similar functions, but based on different size, location, technology, they are again divided. These entrepreneurs are divided into based on inventiveness, based on types of business, based on technology, based on motivation and other categories. So the first type of entrepreneurs are based on inventiveness. And the first category that is subdivided under the based on inventiveness is innovative entrepreneurs. And what are these innovative entrepreneurs? These innovative entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who come up with new methods of technology, come up with new products, and are always excited and enthusiastic to seek attractive opportunities. So innovative entrepreneurs always seek for new opportunities, new experiments, and new and attractive opportunities. They are always excited, and innovative entrepreneurs move ahead with the growth of development in a country, and he or she, that is innovative entrepreneurs, want to move ahead with the development and growth in a country or follows the innovative countries. Next is adaptive or imitative entrepreneurs. Adaptive or imitative entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who adapt and imitate the innovative entrepreneurs or the innovation that have been made by the innovative entrepreneurs and the practice under the innovative entrepreneurs. The next category is Fabian entrepreneurs. Fabian entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who are very careful and cautious while adapting to changes. While adapting to changes, they are very cautious and very careful because the deals and they are formed by that depends on these past practices, customs, traditions, and religions. Therefore, they are very careful and cautious while taking or adopting any changes that comes to their way. The last category under based on inventiveness is drone entrepreneurs. These drone entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who does not take change at all, who does not want to take change at all and adapt to change at all. These drone entrepreneurs only uses traditional methods of technology and uses old-fashioned and outdated technology in order to produce the product. And these drone entrepreneurs does not survive long in the business market or in the market. These drone entrepreneurs have very less chances of surviving in the market. Let's proceed ahead to the next type of entrepreneurs, that is based on the types of business that they do. So based on the types of business, the first category is business itself. So business entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who produce new product, who converts their idea into reality. These are entrepreneurs who converts their idea into reality, that is, the idea into a product. Next is trading entrepreneurs. These trading entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who deals with the processing, producing and manufacturing of the products. So trading entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs, those who are related to trade. Next is industrial entrepreneurs. Industrial entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who are involved in producing and manufacturing new products. So industrial entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who produce new products. Next is agricultural entrepreneurs. Agricultural entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who deals with the agricultural products and crops, fertilizers, new methods of technology and new methods of agriculture, and who introduces new methods of technology in agriculture and irrigation. Next is based on technology. Entrepreneurs based on technology are divided into two categories, that is technical and non-technical. So technical entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who are very technical, which means they think of the development and the quality of the product. They focus more on the quality and development of the product and bringing a standardized and sophisticated product. They focus only on the quality and development, and they do not focus on marketing. So their main focus of selling the product depends on the quality and development of the product, and they're very technical. So they are known as technical entrepreneurs. And non-technical entrepreneurs. Non-technical entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who deals with, who focuses more on marketing and distribution of products rather than the quality of product. So these non-technical entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs whose focus is mainly on marketing and distribution. Next is based on motivation. Entrepreneurs are categorized into three categories. That is, the first one is spontaneous entrepreneurs. Spontaneous entrepreneurs are those kind of individuals or entrepreneurs who are very highly motivated. They are highly motivated in themselves, and they perform certain entrepreneurial activities in order to fulfill their psychological needs, or in order to satisfy and fulfill their ambition, ego and status. These kind of entrepreneurs are very highly motivated, so they do not need external motivation. They are motivated within themselves and are entrepreneurs by nature. Next is induced entrepreneurs. Induced entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who are induced by government support, like financial assistance, different schemes and assistance and supports given by the government. They are entrepreneurs only after getting the support of the government. This reason might be because they have lost their job, or because they could not find a suitable job which is suitable with their personality. So these kind of entrepreneurs are only called induced entrepreneur, because they are entrepreneurs because they are induced by certain financial assistances and supports by the government. Next is motivated entrepreneurs. Motivated entrepreneurs are highly motivated people. They are motivated within themselves. They motivate themselves and they are motivated to achieving the goal. They think that the more effort they put in, that is the more reward that they get. So they are always motivated towards achieving the goal, and they are always motivated towards grabbing the opportunity as soon as possible. These entrepreneurs do not like slow progress. They are always moving ahead of others and wants to seek opportunities ahead of others. Other categories of entrepreneurs are first generation entrepreneurs. These first generation entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who have tested innovation by themselves, who have started their business by themselves, and who have created new things in a business and have tested enterprises and creation of new product by themselves. So these first generation entrepreneurs are known as innovative entrepreneurs. second generation entrepreneurs. Second generation entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs where the business is inherited by the family, and this kind of second generation business usually exists in India. So in India, most of the business are inherited from the family business. Third generation business, third generation entrepreneurs. The third generation entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who get the business, or who possess the business, to their parents and grandparents. Both the parents and grandparents were businessmen, and they have succeeded the business. His father have succeeded the business of his grandfather, and now he is succeeding the business of his father. So that is known as third generation entrepreneurs. Professional entrepreneurs. Professional entrepreneurs are those entrepreneurs who take entrepreneurship as their profession, who works for the enterprise, and who thinks of creating a new enterprise. So these are the different types of entrepreneurs based on different categories. Let's move ahead to competencies. Entrepreneurial competency. What is competency? A competency is a skill set that an entrepreneur needs to have, a special knowledge in order to perform entrepreneurial activities. So the basic qualities that an entrepreneur need to possess is known as competency. The first competency is behavioral competency. So behavioral competency refers to the behavior that an entrepreneur exhibits while performing his or her task. So this behavioral competency, or this behavior set, is within the entrepreneur sometimes, and they are born within it. If they are born within it, they have to identify it and nurture it. And if they are not born with it, that means they can induce it in them through training and practice. So in order to have this, in order to perform this, have these behavioral competencies, they are divided into certain groups or certain categories. That is initiative. An entrepreneur needs to be initiative. He needs to take initiative in order to achieve the goal of the business. Suppose if you are hungry, you cannot just sit. You have to go and look for food and go and fill your tummy. So initiative in the same manner is, if you want to achieve your goal, you have to take the initiative. Next is systematic planning. Systematic planning is another behavioral competency that an entrepreneur needs to have. An entrepreneur needs to be systematic in his planning and needs to have, bridge the gap. They need to bridge the gap between the present and the future. An entrepreneur also needs to possess the creativity and innovative skill through which he creates a new product and comes up with a different product in the market. An entrepreneur also needs to be risk-taking. An entrepreneur should take risk and be very careful while taking risk. He or she needs to be very good in calculating risk. An entrepreneur should not take risks which is very high. He or she also should not take risk which is very low. He should take a moderate risk. So an entrepreneur needs to be very careful in taking risk. And as entrepreneur takes risk in his venture, he or she has also to be ready to solve the problems that he is going to face for taking the risk. Obviously, when there is risk, there will be problems. So an entrepreneur also needs to solve the problem accordingly and confidently. An entrepreneur also, in behavioral competencies, he or she also needs to be persistent. That means an entrepreneur, even if he fails, he have to get up again. That is the most striking characteristics of most successful entrepreneurs. As an entrepreneur, even if you could not achieve your goal, you have to not give up but keep moving on. An entrepreneur, he or she also needs to have the quality of work and standard of work in his business by seeking information from different sources, bringing it together and combining into a new opportunities. Then finally, if the entrepreneur has the entrepreneurial behavioral set of competencies, then he or she, after getting the opportunity, after having this skill set, he or she will gather the resources, get the plant and machinery, and start launching the enterprises. That means he will start his venture after having the skill set and gathering all the required resources in the business. Another important competency, that is the third competency that an entrepreneur needs to have, is the managerial competency. Every business, be it small, big or medium, needs to have managerial competencies. This managerial competencies is the most essential quality that an entrepreneur should possess. And managerial competency means having the quality to plan, organize, staff, direct and control the organization, as well as manage, like financial management, human resource management. All these qualities need to be there in an entrepreneur. So as an entrepreneur, we should have these three competencies, that is behavioral competencies, enterprise launching competencies, and managerial competencies. Thank you.